How did my sister's wedding turn into a crime scene in under 20 minutes? My vision started getting blurry. My hands started tingling, then my feet. I tried to stand to get help, but my legs wouldn't cooperate, and I half fell into the aisle. Felicity's new mother-in-law, Diane, rushed over and grabbed my arm, yanking me back into my seat. She hissed that I was making a scene and needed to sit down like a proper bridesmaid. I tried to tell her something was wrong with my drink, but my words came out slurred. Diane leaned in closer and whispered that she'd watched me trying to steal attention from Felicity all week. My vision tunneled. The officiant was asking if anyone objected to the marriage, and I wanted to scream that someone had poisoned me. But Diane's hand clamped over my mouth. She pressed so hard, I tasted blood. I tried to bite her hand, but my body felt like it was moving through syrup. The ceremony kept going while I slipped away. Once the kiss happened, Diane let go. I immediately slumped forward, then slid off the chair onto the ground. Diane pushed through and announced I was clearly drunk. 2 groomsmen picked me up and carried me to a storage room. They dumped me on a couch before leaving. I heard the lock click. I don't know how long I lay there. At some point, I heard Diane outside telling someone I'd always been jealous of Felicity. I tried to scream, but my voice wouldn't work. When I woke up, paramedics were standing over me, shining lights in my eyes. One said my heart rate was dangerously low, and my blood pressure was crashing. They needed to get me to the hospital immediately. When we emerged into the main reception area, everything had stopped. The music was off. Guests stood in confused clusters, and police officers were everywhere. I saw Felicity still in her wedding dress with mascara running down her face. Diane was in handcuffs being led away by 2 officers while she screamed about how this was all a misunderstanding. The last thing I saw before the ambulance doors closed was my sister's destroyed reception. Overturned chairs, abandoned plates, wedding cake smashed on the ground. At the hospital, they found prescription sedatives mixed with something else in my blood. If I'd gone much longer without treatment, I would have stopped breathing. Detective Foster interviewed me. I described everything. They'd arrested Diane for assault and attempted poisoning. Toxicology showed I'd ingested Rohypnol, prescription sedatives, and a veterinary tranquilizer Diane stole from her job at an animal clinic. The mixture should have killed me. I'd only survived because I'd consumed about a third before my body reacted. They charged Diane with attempted murder, aggravated assault, and false imprisonment. Security footage showed her tampering with my champagne flute, stepping behind a column, then placing it back on the tray. The jury found her guilty on all charges. The judge sentenced Diane to 18 years in prison. The drug combination left me with permanent nerve damage and hand tremors. I had to drop out of college for a semester because I couldn't write or type, but I eventually finished and changed my major to criminal justice. I graduated, got into law school, and specialized in victim advocacy. After Diane served 12 years, she applied for parole. I wrote a statement opposing her release. The parole board denied it. Now I prosecute criminal cases and fight for victims. My hands still shake, and I won't drink anything I didn't prepare myself, but I turned what Diane tried to destroy into a career holding people like her accountable.